Hey everyone, welcome to the reading for today. We're going to see what you guys need to know right now. It's a general reading, okay? It could be past, present, or future. You're going to know best how this resonates for you, okay? So without further ado, let's see what's going on. What do you guys need to know about right now? Let's see, Spirit, what's the message? The Hanged Man. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse and the Tower. All right, so this has to do with taking a moment to reflect on something, okay? Seeing something from a different perspective. About losing a job, walking away from a job. The Four of Cups in reverse, releasing some sort of negative emotions, releasing some sort of energy. Okay, so I feel like there's something here that you decided to just let go. You let go, and I feel like you gave it to God because you didn't want to hold on to that sense of, you didn't want to hold on to, how should I say this? Maybe some sort of negative emotions tied to a situation, all right? You didn't want to carry it in your heart. You didn't want to carry that on your soul. It's like best to just let it go. So there was a decision that you've made here, and you might have contemplated this a bit, all right? You kind of wanted to see things from every kind of perspective, but what ended up happening is that you decided to just let it go. You didn't want to hold on to the negative emotions. It's almost like this is not my cross to carry, okay? Let's see what this is. What's the Hanged Man? Yeah, you decided to let something go. You decided to let it go, all right? And move on to peace in your life, justice. Balance, justice, all right? And I feel like your justice was in letting it go. Like that's how you decided to restore balance in your own life, okay? Restore justice in your own life. But more than anything, restore like your own balance. It kind of feels like you deciding to balance out your own karma associated with a situation, all right? It's like, I'm going to choose to leave something behind, and this is how I'm going to balance out my own karma attached to a situation, okay? By leaving it behind, by not getting, like, just letting it go, okay? It's almost like, like saying this is not my burden to carry, but at the same time saying this is my burden to carry. It's kind of like doing both at the same time, okay? The Nine of Cups, yeah, choosing your own happiness. Choosing your own happiness, okay? Over the pursuit of something. So what's the Eight of Pentacles reverse? Death. Eight of Cups. Yeah, this has to do with ending something and walking away. Ending it and just walking away and just leaving it behind and deciding that this doesn't serve you anymore. All right. And it has to do with a job or something that you were working towards. Okay. The truth. Because you knew the truth. All right. Because you know the truth about something. It's like, you know the truth. You know what happened here. All right. And you decide to walk away. So what's the Four of Cups reverse? That's really giving me, I'm giving it to God, okay? Yeah, the Moon and the Ten of Swords. It's like, you know that something here was absolutely betrayal. You knew that there was something hidden going on, all right? That somebody was doing something in the dark, that there's illusions, okay? I mean, this could even be like, you know, that somebody, it's even giving me like the fear. It's even giving me a bit of fear, all right? So maybe a fear of what somebody could possibly try and do, all right? The Eight of Wands. No, I feel like that's not even what I feel like this is. I feel like it's like, you know, the Hermit. It's like, you know that what happened to you was wrong. You know that what happened to you was betrayal, that it was bad, that somebody definitely did something with malice towards you and they wanted to hurt you and they wanted to, you know, stab you in the back, or they wanted to really give you some sort of a painful ending. Like, you knew that this was betrayal. You knew that what somebody did to you was wrong. It was betrayal. Yet you decided to just release it anyways. Okay? It's like, I can find peace with this because I know that this is what happened, and I know that this is what this person did to me, and I can now find peace with giving this to God and releasing the negative emotions attached to it. Like, it's not something that you have to carry around with you and feel resentment towards this person for, you know, in the sense of like, okay, so here's an example, right? Here's an example. Let's say this has something to do with a job, all right? Eight of Pentacles in reverse, right? Walking away from a job. Let's say you know that an employer scammed you out of a lot of money, or that they did some sort of fraud in some sort of way at a job, okay? Now, this could have been a situation where you contemplated after the fact of like, you know, should you take them to court? Should you try and sue them for this? All right, because you know what they did was wrong. Okay. So this is for some of you, not all of you, because I know that there are some of you that are taking someone to court, and you should be doing that, all right? But in this situation, it's like you might have ended up walking away from something because, like, on one hand, this karma isn't yours, their karma isn't yours to carry, and it's, how should I say this? In this particular situation, it's like, if you had gone after this person in court for the money, it might have come from a place of, you know, you owe me this and I want revenge and I want to get this back and stuff like this, right? But that's not what you did. You actually did the opposite, okay? It's like the Four of Cups in reverse. I don't want to go in that direction. Like, I'm just gonna leave in peace here, knowing that this really happened. This person did me dirty this way, okay? Maybe, or this is a situation where maybe someone put you in a lot of debt, all right? But you decided to just give it to God instead of holding on to those negative emotions tied to it. And not because of like forgiveness towards them, but realizing that, like, okay, so this is a bit deep, all right? This is a bit deep. I'm going back to justice here. This feeling of like karma, okay? So let's say you meet someone, or you get wrapped up into something with someone because you ignored your intuition at that time, okay? And this is like a scam artist, all right? A con artist. So you ignored your own intuition when you got into this situation. You might have fell for a lot of manipulation, all right? This person got you wrapped up into something. That's kind of what this feels like, right? And after the fact, you've been scammed out a lot of money, okay? You've lost a lot of money here. And it's like this is like the question. It's like, okay, so what am I going to do now? And like I said, only take this if it resonates for you, all right? There's two different kinds of ways to deal with a situation like this. Obviously, there's a way of going after the person, of course, and getting your money back, but then there's this reading, and this is a different way of approaching that kind of a situation, all right? So only take it if it applies, guys. But this is the kind of situation where you have to be honest with yourself that you wouldn't have gotten into this situation had you not allowed this person into your energy this way. Okay, or if you had listened to your intuition, right? So it's kind of like, look, it's kind of like, let's say a friend asks you for a bunch of money and you decide, okay, whatever. That's just an example. And then you realize that they stole the money from you, or you're now in a lot of debt because of them, all right? Because you thought this was a good person, because you thought this was someone that you can trust, because you thought this was someone that wouldn't do you dirty, all right? You thought this was someone that would never do this to you, they would never steal from you this way, or they would never get you into a bad situation this way, right? So let's say this person then ends up committing some sort of fraud, all right? So this is the kind of situation then where you're kind of at a crossroads. You're like, okay, what do I do now? So now I could either sue this person for my money and sue them for the fact that they deceived me this way and sue them for this fraud. Or I could take the path of thinking to myself, well, okay, so I ignored my intuition. I didn't, I fell for something, all right? Maybe I was naive to the person I was dealing with, right? And maybe this is some part of my karma that now all that money is gone. All right. Now, like I said, guys, this is gonna be a tricky one, because I can already see the comments like, no, I'm gonna get my money, and how can you tell me not to do? I'm not telling you not to go get your money, man. I mean, this is like a very specific kind of an energy, all right? This is not something like where you have black on white evidence, you can take it to court. It's not, this is like a gray area kind of an example. So please just take it how it resonates, all right? So this is like realizing you trusted the wrong person. And it's like, okay, so whoever you are, what you ended up doing here is taking the hit head on, all right? Because you decided to leave it behind. You decided to leave it behind. You decided to make a sacrifice. And I feel like the sacrifice was all that money that you lost, okay? All the debt that you lost. It's like, this is not giving me taking them to court. I mean, it is kind of giving me that energy. Maybe the thought of like, should I sue them for this money? Should I come after them? But if more than anything, it's actually like you deciding that, you know what? If I go after them and take them to court and start this whole thing up with a lawyer, and you stole from me and this was fraud, it could quickly spiral into an energy of, you owe me this, and resentment, and wanting some sort of payback. And you did not, I feel, in this situation, you did not want to go that way. Okay. Because it's like the higher perspective, the hanged man is all about seeing things from a higher perspective as well, is that taking the accountability in this situation is, okay, so yeah, I lost a lot of money, but had I not trusted that person blindly, had I been more discerning, okay, and had I maybe protected myself a bit more, or been a bit, use a bit more caution, or, it's almost like, okay, so I kind of got myself into this. I kind of played a part in this. So now I lost a lot of money, and I kind of did play a role in this. So it's like, I have to balance out my own karma in this, which is take the hit standing up. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the hit standing up, all right? Because something about balancing out your own karma in this. Which is about, I feel like in this case, realizing this is not a situation where, you know, it's like, this is a situation where you also must have played some sort of a part in the fact that this could even happen this way. Okay? Like trusting the wrong person. Okay? Trusting the wrong person, trusting a family member, all right? It's like, you know, this could even be trusting a family member that you shouldn't have trusted, that ended up stealing from you, all right? Or bringing you and wrapping you up into some shit, and then you have to sit there and realize, okay, well, yeah, they fucked me over really bad. This was betrayal. They did stab me in the back. They did betray me. They did have secret things going on I didn't know about. They did do this secretly, all right? They did really betray me. And I didn't know about it. And I did not know about it. All right. You did not realize that that's what they were doing. They did it secretly and stabbed you in the back this way. But it's also like, I know the truth. I know that's what they did. I know the truth. All right. But I'm just gonna walk away from this because, you know, I guess for some people, it's like, it's a bitter, bitter lesson. It's a really bitter lesson to realize, wow, I should not have trusted you at all. You got me into all this shit. Now I have to dig myself out of it. But sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes we have to then figure out, how am I going to dig myself out of it? Okay, because turning resentful and turning bitter and turning angry and, you know, turning it back on that person and wanting payback or wanting revenge is not going to feed your soul in any way, because there was in this situation a part that you played, even if it was just trusting them, not having discernment, right? It's kind of like walking away from that going like, well, okay, shit, that was a hammer, but I know what I'm never going to do again. I know now that that's never going to happen again. And I kind of got to balance out my own karma now, which is dealing with the fallout of this. All right. That's what this feels like. So tell me about the Hanged Man here. Bad memories of the past. Yeah. All right. Bad memories of the past. Or regrets of the past, okay? Or thinking about the past and regretting something, regretting a decision, all right? Regretting that you trusted someone. The Hermit in reverse, yeah, not using your discernment. You didn't use your discernment in a situation. You didn't listen to the inner voice that told you, like, you know, you ignored, or maybe at this point of your life, maybe you hadn't even just had that wisdom yet. This could have been a pretty big lesson for you in life. Like, this could have been something that really woke you up to how people are, okay? I feel like at this point in your life, you did not have that wisdom yet. You weren't able to really discern yet and look at things from a hermit's perspective of wisdom yet. All right, but this person really taught you a lesson, a serious lesson. So what's the Six of Swords? The Page of Swords. Yeah, you were like a page. It's like you were like a kid. You were just learning. You were just learning things. You were just figuring things out. You were very young-minded, all right? Very naive. Okay. The Ten of Cups. Yeah, it could have been family. It could have definitely been a family member that did this to you, all right? Yeah, it's like the moment where the earth splits open and all of a sudden you see how people really are, or how they can really be, right? So tell me about the Eight of Pentacles reverse. The Hanged Man comes out again. Exactly. The Seven of Cups. So you were disillusioned by something. All right. And it might have taken you a while to be disillusioned, especially if it's something like family. All right. Because if it's a family member, then you don't want to assume, or you don't want to think that somebody that's close to you, okay, if it's family or someone like family, that they could really do something like this to you, or they could really stab you in the back this way, or they could really, you know, abuse your trust in them. Like, you don't, that it takes you a second to get out of that illusion, right? That they could actually do something like that. All right, so you had to see things from a different perspective, or maybe it took you a while to see what this is in the whole perspective of it. It's like you had to get a bird's eye view to understand and see this objectively, okay? Realizing that you're in a bad situation. It has to do with you realizing, like, fuck, I am in a bad situation. I'm in a really bad situation. I'm in a really, really bad situation right now. And all because I trusted that person. I trusted them, their knowledge, their wisdom, their experience. I trusted them. And look at me now. Now I'm stuck. Great. Stuck upside down. Like, help me, please. What do I do now to cut myself out of this? How do I get myself out of this? Okay. The Four of Pentacles. Okay, something about stability, security, money, a sense of security and stability. The Chariot in reverse. Yeah, you weren't going anywhere, all right? And it's almost like the Four of Pentacles giving me, like, you holding on to this money, or you holding on to what this person took from you. That was not going to move you forward at all. Tell me more about the Chariot. High honor. Yeah. It's something about you deciding not to move forward with something, all right? So you might have contemplated moving forward with maybe suing this person or taking them to court or something like that, but you decided not to move forward with it. Yeah, the false person in reverse. Somebody being exposed as a false person. What is that about? About a job. Exposing someone as a false person at a job. Yeah, well, I feel like you did do that. Yeah, but you decided not to fight. It's like, why did you not fight? Why did you not fight about something? Or why did you put down the fight? Or why did you not take up the fight against this person? Why did you not take them to court? Why did you not present the evidence or something like that? Yeah, Queen of Swords. This is about why you didn't fight. It's about you taking the higher road. It's like you decided not to fight. And not because you're weak, not because you didn't have a good chance, not because you felt like you were going to lose. It's because I feel like in this situation, you kind of had to face that you might have played a role in this karma. Okay. Like I said, it's like It's like, this is like a horrible, like, it's a really bitter lesson from the universe. It's a really bitter lesson, okay? And you could have felt like this was a huge lesson for you on your life path, okay? It's like this was part of your awakening, that you trusted someone here. And you shouldn't have trusted them. And yeah, you could have gone after them. You could have. You could have held on to that resentment. You could have held on to that anger and that I'm going to get you back for this. And you stole so much from me, but you didn't. You let it go. You didn't want to fight that fight because your focus was on, I have to balance out my karma in this. I have karma from this. I have to balance out my karma in this as well. What can I learn from this? Where did I go wrong? What lesson was I supposed to learn? How did it even come to this? Okay, how did I find myself in this predicament? How did I find myself with this much debt or have this much money stolen from me? Like, how did I get here? Yes, I know it's because of another person, but I trusted that person. All right, or I said yes to this person. Now I have karma because of it. And it's, sometimes you just kind of, like, even if it sucks, okay, I totally get it. Like, even when it really sucks, the difference between you and this person is that you can take accountability. Okay? The person that you're dealing with, they don't have a conscience. They're never going to take accountability for what they did to you. They're never going to take any kind of accountability. In this situation, you decided to take accountability by not going after them. All right? By not taking them to court, by not suing them for money, whatever this is. And that is the way that you balance out your karma. You balance out your karma by doing that. By saying, okay, I take accountability for the fact that I'm in a shit situation, but I'm also in this shit situation because I also played a part in it. Even if your part in it wasn't as big as their part, okay? This person played a part 90%, you played 10%. But still, it's like there was a lesson along the way as to, okay, so next time you're never going to do this again. You're never going to trust that person again. You're going to be more cautious, more careful. You have to be more aware. You have to become the hermit. You can't stay the hermit in reverse. And then this will never happen to you again, right? So it's kind of like, again, it's like you deciding to take the lesson standing up and take accountability, right? And say, all right, well, I'm out a lot of money, but what's it going to do? It's like at the end of the day, it's like asking yourself, like, so what is it actually doing for me if I come after this person? Is it my ego? Because I feel like that's what it could have been, right? It's like a feeling of ego. Like, how dare you do this to me? All right. I'm not going to let you do this to me. You owe me, right? But that's ego. That is resentment. And that's not who you are. That's why you let it go. That's why you didn't pursue it, okay? Like, being the bigger person in a situation is not easy. All right? It's easier to be, a little weasel. Being the bigger person is not easy. Being able to sit there in your own predicament in a shit situation and having to come to terms with the fact that maybe you might have, if you had done this differently or done that differently, then maybe you wouldn't be in this situation. It's easier to point at someone else and say, you're the reason, you're the problem, you did this. But we also have to ask ourselves, like, well, was there something I did or was there somewhere in this situation where I could have turned around or said no, and then it would not have gotten to this? Like, you know, if you let's say, okay, you have a family member that's asking for money all the time, and you being a people pleaser, you keep saying yes. Well, if this person that never gives you your money back, it's like you can be mad at them, but you also have to have a level of accountability, realizing that if you hadn't constantly given to them, then that wouldn't have happened. You get what I'm saying? It's that energy, right? Or it's like, you know, it's like if you this is a job or a business and you have a family member that says, "Hey, come work for me in my company." And you say yes, and then they do a bunch of fraud in the background and they run the whole family into a whole fuck ton of debt. Okay? It's like, could you go after them and sue them for all of this? Yeah, you probably could. But is it like, do you know, it would take so much energy. That's what I'm getting at. It's like, it would take so much energy to go after them. And it would also like take up so much of your life, right? Having to expend all that energy into, you know, doing this and doing that. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you hadn't said yes to that just to please them, just for them, like this is something that has no benefits for you. This had no benefits really for you at all. It's like being a people pleaser. All right. It's like that kind of energy of realizing, okay, so if I had more of a, if I had stood up for myself more, or maybe had more of a backbone in this, or if I hadn't like let this person manipulate me this way, or if I had actually, you know, really stood up for myself in certain situations, then maybe it wouldn't have come this far. It's like, it's a bitter lesson. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, because I'm really trying to tread lightly here with this one. Yeah, this has to do with the past and not getting your money. Somebody not paying you, not giving to you, not being, or being greedy with you, being stingy with you, not paying you something. Or in the past, it's like, why in the past did somebody not pay you something, or you didn't go after your money, or you just gave it to God? Why? Because it's like, because of everything I just said. Because you found, it's almost like I found a higher meaning in all this. That's what this energy is. It's like, because this situation, you saw it as not being about the fact that this person stole from you, as much as it's like being able to see from a higher perspective that this had to do with your own soul's evolution and a lesson that you had to learn. And that is commendable, I feel. Okay? Because this was a pretty big ass lesson. It was big for someone here. I feel like this was a big one, but you took it standing up. You did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Ace of Swords and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And you got yourself out of that shithole. Yeah, you did. All right? Yeah, you did. You got yourself out of that poverty. You got yourself out of the debt. You got yourself out of the financial hardship. You clawed your way out. Okay? Because it's almost like, you know, if you're dealing with a family member or someone that's close to you or some business or whatever, that puts you in poverty. That puts you in poverty. Why would you go back to that same person expecting them to get you out of it? They're not. They're not going to get you out of it. They're the ones that put you in it. All right? So the truth about you coming out of your own financial hardship and your own debt was you realizing, like, I gotta get myself out of this. Fuck you. But now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get out of this. Thanks for nothing. All right. Really. That's the energy. It's like, all right, thanks for nothing. Fuck you for that one. All right. But shit, I now know more. It's like the wisdom of, okay, I'm never going to trust this kind of a person again. I got to be way more cautious with who I trust next time. Never going to fall for this kind of manipulation again. It's like this was not about the money, it's about the lesson. This person didn't come into your life. I mean, this sounds really harsh, but this person, it's almost like they came into your life to teach you a lesson about people, about certain people and how they are. All right. So that's the takeaway off of that one. So tell me, Four Cups reverse, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, collaborating, working together, finding a solution with someone else. All right. Yeah, I feel like you said no thank you. Okay, Four Cups in reverse. That's what you released. The thought of finding a solution with other people here. Yeah, the Hierophant in reverse and the Four Wands. It's like, corruption. Corruption. Something about a home, a happy home. Something also about working together with others when it comes to a home. Why am I getting rent? Why am I getting rent? Paying rent. Interesting. What is that about? A relationship. This has to do with a relationship. And an official person. A relationship and an official person? What do you mean? Working on it. Repetitively, persistently working on it. Is this debt? Is this about you working on your debt persistently, or rebuilding something? You rebuilt something. You rebuilt your life, your stability. Not enough. Frustrated in a relationship, lacking confidence, jealousy about somebody rebuilding and working on a relationship. Something about you caring about someone else working on a relationship. Something about the person that fucked you over, all right? So it's like, this is like the energy of, okay, so the person that fucks you over, you have strife with, and then someone else close to you decides to work on the relationship with them again. And this is like the energy of you asking yourself, why? Like, why would anybody want to be around that person that just fucked everyone over? Or what is this? That's kind of what this feels like. Yeah, something about working together, the High Priestess. Something about people working together. So if there was a relationship here, so like I said, the first person that fucks you over is in a relationship with someone maybe that you also know. And it's like something about them working together. Working on their relationship again, working together on something. Could have to do with a home. A home, a property. Or something about paying rent. Paying rent. Again, 5 of Pentacles reverse, 8 of Swords. Something about feeling trapped because of overcoming poverty. Something about trapped, getting someone trapped, coming out of financial hardship. The Queen of Cups. I feel like this, okay, wait a minute. I feel like this has something to do with when you were contemplating if you should take this person to court, if you should sue this person for some sort of money that they stole. And maybe you wondering why that person is in a relationship with someone else, why they're working on their relationship, or if they're working together, or if this other person that's in a relationship with someone knows more than you know about the theft and the fraud. It's like you questioning if someone is helping cover it up. Like 2 people, so one person fucks you over and they're in a relationship, and you wondering if both people in this relationship are covering up for each other and they both know about it. Or they're both helping each other out. The Fool in reverse. Not taking a leap of faith. Doing something being too risky. A King of Wands. Something about not wanting a new beginning. Something being too risky. A King of Wands. What? This has to do with a lawyer? Why do I feel like this is about reaching out to a lawyer? Or reaching out to an expert, or reaching out to someone? What is that about? The 5 of Cups in reverse. To come out of sadness, overcoming sadness and grief. Or some sort of a strategy or a plan about wanting to reach out to someone. The Queen of Wands in reverse. What? The Lovers? Holding on to a relationship? Yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like it's like you wondering why the hell this person is staying in a relationship with the person that fucked you over. It's like, why are they holding on to this relationship so bad? Like, why can't they, why are they even there? Like, why won't they let it go? Like, why won't they leave them? Okay, Why is that there? I don't understand. Strength. This has something to do with your strength. Your strength, your perseverance, your determination to overcome something, your courage. Page of Cups. To reach out to someone. The 7 of Wands, 5 of Swords, and defend yourself against some sort of manipulation. This has to do with you reaching out to someone, wanting to defend yourself, wanting to protect yourself, or maybe wanting to protect someone else. Like, this could have something to do with you wanting to reach out to this other person, saying, like, you need to protect yourself from who you're with. Like, I don't think you realize who you're with, because they fucked me over and they're gonna fuck you over. All right, they're fucking both of us over. Yeah, this has something to do with you realizing this person fucked me over and they're fucking someone else over, and you want to reach out to them and you want to defend them or block something or help them, or Or maybe you know also that like the only reason they're in a relationship is because one person is very insecure, or maybe a bit like they don't have the strength, or they're very disempowered is what I want to say. Like like the person that you reach out to is very disempowered, very insecure. They have a lot of issues around fear and abandonment, maybe. And maybe you wanted to just, reach out and help them, or say something to them, or warn them, okay? The Four of Swords in reverse. Feeling uneasy, feeling anxious, feeling restless, not being able to think about something. Six of Wands, the Tower, the High Priestess. It's like, this is like about you realizing that someone that is around this person is in danger, or is like being like, it's like you went through something here and now you're watching that person that did something to you do that to someone else. And it's almost like you're trying to warn this person that the person that they're with or that they're dealing with is doing to them the same thing that they did to you, and that they're in like imminent danger, all right? It's like trying to protect the weak and the vulnerable, because you feel like whoever is dating this person or in a relationship with them is weak and vulnerable to this person's ways or their manipulation. It's like they haven't seen the truth yet. They haven't been awakened yet. They don't know who they're dealing with. Okay. So why is this important? The Six of Swords, it's about getting to safety. Leaving something behind, getting to safety. Trying to move to calmer waters, get to safety, okay? The Four of Pentacles, somebody wanting to hold on to a relationship. Or someone holding on to a relationship out of security or safety. Or a sense of security, but I feel like this person actually feels insecure. Justice, yeah, something about leaving something behind when it comes to pursuing justice. But I feel like it's not like you're going away from pursuing justice. If anything, it's like you're restoring your own justice or your own karmic balance, okay? By, for one, taking accountability, but also by wanting to protect someone else and make sure that other people can't fall victim to the same thing or the same person. Like, if anything, that's your karma. That's justice. So justice in the way that it is here is like, your justice is not going to come by trying to get this person back or sue them for all their money or make them pay. That's not where your justice is. Your justice in this situation is returning balance into your own life, okay? Learning the lesson that you were supposed to learn, restoring balance in your own field, all right? Also with your own money, and also, your environment and whatever this person destroyed in their wake, okay? So finding balance back to that, doing the right thing, trying to live in a balanced, fair way, all right? And justice in this case also comes in as you wanting to help someone else that you feel like is more vulnerable, or wanting to make sure that they don't go through the same thing that you went through, or even just trying to warn someone, trying to protect someone, trying to find ways to protect someone. So it's like, sometimes with these kind of people, the higher road is not always like poking the bear. Sometimes it's just trying to make sure that they can't come after other people, right? Again, the Four of Pentacles comes out. Something about safety and security. And the Lovers, I can't make it up. Why did these two cards keep coming out together? This could even have something to do with you prioritizing safety and security over money. It's like, is you going after this person for money, is that going to keep you safe? All right. Or is that going to make you is this person going to come after you even more? Right. Sometimes it's like, okay, so maybe I'll just let it go, and that way they won't try and come after me, maybe try and do something to me. I'm just going to, take it standing up here. Something about security and safety. Page of Cups, reaching out to someone. What is that about? Tower, again, the same card just keep coming out over and over again. No, I feel like this has something to do with you realizing why this person that you reached out to was even holding on to the relationship in the first place, and that it came from a sense of insecurity, maybe a fear of being alone. Something about wanting to hold on to something, a relationship. I like you. Romance is blooming. Someone likes you. This is the truth. Clarity and truth. Or I feel like you had clarity and truth, okay? You found some sort of clarity and truth here. This has to do with honor, protection, and power. Like, you could be very protective over people that you love, all right? Very protective over people that you love. You could feel very called to protect people or vulnerable people as well. Like children or something like that. You could feel very called to protect. Or maybe there's like a side of you that comes out when it comes to protecting other people. Like you're not, like something just switches within you. I don't know. Or that's the energy that you act out of, okay? Or that's the energy that you move through. So the decisions that you make or that you made in the past, it has a lot to do with protecting yourself, protecting other people. And that's it, really. It's like whatever you did it to protect yourself, or you did it to protect other people. But in the sense of like wanting to make sure that people don't get hurt, or wanting to make sure that, you don't get hurt, all right? And you also, in the same way, you don't want to intentionally hurt other people. Like the things that you do or the actions that you took in the past, you didn't want to come from an energy of, I want to inflict pain and hurt, all right? It's more of like, if I do this, then it's to protect myself or it's to protect someone else. That's where justice is, all right? Justice is acting out of things, okay, doing things in a fair and balanced way in the upright, wanting to protect, basically. The Grim Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chances. Yeah, so if you wanted to reach out to someone and say, this relationship needs to end, you cannot be with this person, that came from a place of protection. You want to protect that person. You don't want them to be in a relationship with someone who's mean, cruel, abusive, commits fraud, a con artist, someone that steals, all right? They're deceptive, manipulative, they're just nasty, okay? Just a nasty scumbag, I'm sorry. But you don't want this person to be in a relationship with someone else that they can hurt. So if you try to reach out to someone and say, look, I really feel like I need to warn you, or I really feel like, I think you shouldn't be with this person. It's because you want to protect them. You want to protect them. All right? And if you walk away from something here with court or gaining justice, it's to protect yourself. Maybe as well, right? Or maybe it's also to protect someone else. That could also be the thing, right? I don't know. But I don't really feel that. I feel like more than anything, you wanted to protect yourself and take accountability, right? Like sometimes we have to realize that, look, karma is not ours to dish out. Karma isn't ours to dish out. We can speak up, we can say the truth, we can hope that there is justice that comes in the form of, maybe the law stepping into something, all right? Or, some sort of fair justice of truth and law and order, all right? But we cannot seek justice or seek karma by coming after someone the way that they came after us, right? This is something about just wanting to take the high road. And while you're taking the high road, make sure everyone is safe and protected, all right? Strength. Yeah, this has a lot to do with your strength. All right? And your balance, all right? And your temperance. So look, if you're a whistleblower and you go to the cops or you go to the wherever this is, all right, and you speak up and you tell them the truth, it's because you're seeking protection from them, help and protection, most likely, right? It's like, I need to tell someone about what I know. But also you're kind of maybe hoping for a bit of protection because you know that someone's after you, all right? You know that someone is coming after you. So of course you might hope that someone that is listening protects you a little bit from someone that you want to report. Okay? Now, if it's not that, and you're thinking about taking someone to court and getting back your money, you might have walked away from that because that's not coming out of the same energy. Right? That has a whole different intention behind it. So if you're reporting crime, which makes you much bigger of a target, all right, I'm sorry, but that does not do anything to help you. If anything, it makes someone else's anger towards you even worse, right? So if you're doing that, that is coming from a whole different intention as if you want to take someone to court. If you take someone to court for money and you're trying to sue them or whatever, you're not doing that for protection. You're doing that because you feel like it's owed to you. You feel like it's, you deserve it. You feel like, you don't want to let someone get away with something, all right? Or you feel like they owe this to you. It's coming from a whole different energy of like, wanting to challenge this a bit, right? But that is what you let go. I feel like you did not go that path. Maybe even to protect yourself, okay? So those two things, I don't know why I have to say this, but I feel like those two things can't even be compared, right? They can't. Like if you go to the cops or if you go to law enforcement and you report someone, that cannot even be compared to trying to take someone to court because that is two different intentions behind it. But both of them actually, and if you walk away from the court situation, that has the same intention behind it as going to the police or going to law. That's actually the same intention again, then. It has to do with protection, protecting yourself and protecting others. right? And taking accountability. And taking accountability for what happened, right? Well, if you're being honest. I mean, that only works if you go and report someone and you're also honest about, what happened. Both things, so you going there or you walking away, both things have to do with taking accountability. Okay? And also protection. And if you reach out to someone else and said, oh my God, you need to know who you're dealing with, that again is the same intention behind that, is you want to protect that person. Right? Now, I don't know why it's coming out this way, but this has to do with your strength. And maybe, like I said, you have a whole different kind of strength that comes out of you when you feel like you are in danger or you feel like someone else is in danger. Okay? But I feel like one more card. I feel like I should leave it there. It's about protecting yourself and protecting others. That's what it is. It's this about you defending yourself. This has to do with you defending yourself or defending others. All right? And making sure that something doesn't happen to other people. Okay? I feel like when you are threatened, but not even that much, I feel like even if other people are threatened or other people are in danger, there's like a whole different kind of energy that comes over you. It's like something within your spirit, it just changes and it's like adrenaline, right? It's like, I need to protect someone. And it could come from a feeling of like, maybe you feel like you have so much internal strength and you might recognize when other people don't, or they need help, or they're more vulnerable. So it makes you want to help. I don't know, but that's who you are. That's just who you are. Okay? Yeah. Like you could be that kind of person, like you speak up for other people as well. All right? It's like if someone else, like if there's people in front of you that start fighting or bickering, or there's like something that happens in front of you, like let's say there's kids picking on a smaller kid in front of you, you would be the kind of person you would go between that. You would not just walk the other way. You would not just walk the other way. You would go between that and defend that little kid and ask them, why are they bullying them? Like that's you, okay? You would never walk away or walk past someone that is in need of help or needs protection in some sort of way. Okay? Like even if you would be the kind of person, if you see someone at night in a bad situation, somebody getting like followed or stalked or something, you would, I don't know if you would go and confront, depends on if you're a man or a woman, right? But I don't know if you would confront that person, but you would be the person, you would run up to the victim, the woman. If it's a woman walking alone, she's being stalked, you would run up and you would help. That's you. You would always go between something. You're not going to let people that need protection around you leave them alone, all right? Because you're the kind of person you would go home probably at night and feel horrible and wonder, like, were they okay? Did something happen to them? All right? Did they make it home okay? Like, I should have stepped in. I should have said something. I should have tried helping that person. Like, are they going to be okay? Is something going to happen to them? It's like that could be something that you can't deal with. All right? That feeling, that's what I'm getting. It's like you can't deal with that feeling of like, oh no, what's going to happen now? Like, I should have said something when I had the chance. I should have done something when I had the chance. Like my conscience won't let me sleep. I feel bad. What happens now? Like, what if they go and do something, or what if they did something? It's like your conscience won't let you. And that's just who you are. Right? And even if it's about like I said, you want to take someone to court, then you decide not to do it. That could even come from a place of like, you don't want this person to retaliate. Maybe you're worried about someone retaliating. Maybe you're worried about them retaliating and attacking other people that you're close to. It's like these kind of people, they don't just go after you, they go after your family too, right? You know, there's a lot of different things at play here where you feel like you need to do something, say something, or take some sort of action, or back away from action to protect others or protect yourself. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's just see who's involved maybe. Where are my cards? Where are my cards? To see the signs involved. A brother, an Aquarius and an Aries, a Leo, a father, and May, September, and a Virgo, and November. All right, January at the bottom of the deck. Okay. All right, guys. I hope this helps. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye.